All right, welcome back to the channel. So it appears that Shakur Stevenson is going to be ducked by Jamel Herring, and Oscar Valdez too. And I think that this is pretty much par for the course for Bob Arum. Shakur Stevenson is in the line of Rigondeaux, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and a whole bunch of other fighters that, despite their talent, are not featured by ESPN or not featured by Top Rank. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So, as you guys know, I've been a boxing channel for a while if you come by and you watch me. Been talking about boxing on a daily basis for about 4 years on this channel. A lot of years watching it as a fan before that, like many of you. And like many of you who consider yourself to be a hardcore boxing fan, boxing is your number one sport, what you pay attention to, what you care about when you're talking about your entertainment. That is with me. I don't have a lot of time for entertainment that isn't boxing. I love boxing. Something's wrong with me. I like seeing people punch each other. So it is what it is. That's me. So over that time, I have gotten to know a lot of boxing fans. And I've gotten a lot to know a lot of boxing, several boxing trainers. I know some promoters. I know fighters themselves, know historians, know people from the East Coast, from the West Coast, a bunch of people that like boxing. So whenever there's a new boxer that comes up, they are going to have a reputation. And that reputation you're going to hear from people who fought against them in the amateurs, people that train with them, people from their city, the tapes you see on YouTube, all of that good stuff from their promoters that they sign with. So when I talk about Shakur Stevenson, I'm talking about somebody that in every one of those areas has never gotten anything but rave reviews from people that know boxing, think Shakur Stevenson is an outstanding talent. Many people believe that he is the best talent that they have at Top Rank. And of the young fighters coming up, and that's Top Rank and non-Top Rank, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Jaron Ennis at a higher weight, Chris Colbert at a lower weight, right? Or excuse me, Chris Colbert might be at the same weight as Shakur Stevenson. However, when anybody is talking about them, they say Shakur Stevenson and mention him at the very top of that. Very top. That is not the case with somebody named Oscar Valdez. Sorry, Oscar Valdez was an underachiever that beat somebody that was unproven in Miguel Berchelt. But here we lie. You have Shakur Stevenson, who is, my understanding, the mandatory for Jamel Herring. Now, who was Shakur Stevenson before? He's the WBO 126-pound champion. When a WBO champion moves from one weight class to another, they immediately become the mandatory to challenge for that fight. And you have seen guys like Terrence Crawford and other people move right up from the one weight class into another to get a shot, especially when that promotional company manages all the fighters and they're interested in getting their best fighter the best fights and to spotlight him. Without a doubt, Vasily Lomachenko, when he moved to 126 to 130, did not wait on the WBO belt. Okay, he went right for it. In fact, he went for the WBO belt in his second fight. And then lost it, got another shot right away. The next weight class, got a shot first go. Even though he fought for the WBA belt at 130, WBA belt at 135, he still moved up right away, got a belt, got a shot. The reason that he gets all these championship shots is because he gets a championship fight in every time he fights. Because that's what Top Rank did for him. Shakur Stevenson right now is in a position where he should get a fight for the WBO belt. Right? The way the Top Rank does business. Is he getting it? According to Jamel Herring, no, he is not. They're going to choose to take a unification fight with Oscar Valdez instead of having the fight with Jamel Shakur Stevenson. Now, here's my thing with this. I know, and I like Jamel Herring. I like him. Do like him. Liked his performance against Carl Frampton very much. Very good performance. Knockout. You look good. You're not going to beat Shakur Stevenson. No way, no how in your life. You are going to get absolutely mopped by Shakur Stevenson. No doubt about it. He's going to win that fight, and he's going to win that fight easily. Jamel Herring has a lot of great qualities. He is a very nice young man. He's a disciplined young man. He is a physically talented young man. He's a very good athlete. He's a fundamentally sound boxer. He is not an Olympian. He is not Shakur Stevenson. He is not somebody that Andre Ward, a Hall of Famer and a guy that has not lost a fight since he's 12. I've never heard Andre Ward look at Jamel Herring and say that's an all-time great. Haven't heard it. I've heard other people look at Shakur Stevenson say, yeah, he can be an all-time great. Do I think Jamel Herring has a snowball's chance in HE double hockey sticks against that future Hall of Famer level talent? No, he does not. He will get mopped. So why won't Jamel Herring fight him? I don't believe it's Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring's probably not going to beat Oscar Valdez. But I think Bob Arum and those matchmakers know that and believe that Oscar Valdez will beat him. So Oscar Valdez will be the WBC champion and he'll be the WBO champion. And then we'll see if Shakur Stevenson gets a fight with him. Probably not, because Shakur Stevenson will beat Oscar Valdez. Will he get the fight? Maybe. Will he not? Just as likely. Just as likely. So what does it look like to me? It looks like Bob Arum and Top Rank don't want to feature Shakur Stevenson. Just like Shakur Stevenson said on Max Boxing about 2 years ago when he was saying, hey man, you're giving all the promotion to Teofimo Lopez. This is the first time I've been on this show, and every question you ask me is about Teofimo Lopez. You think you want to make a star of Teofimo Lopez. You don't want to make a star of me. And that is very obvious to me. Okay? I'm a better fighter than Teofimo Lopez is. I have a better upside than Teofimo Lopez is. I'm more accomplished in the amateurs than Teofimo Lopez is. I'm better looking than Teofimo Lopez. Even in your, hey, let's get the best looking guy. He's better looking than Teofimo Lopez. So, why not him? Got big dimples. Aren't you always looking for babyface fighters? He's a babyface fighter. Fits all of the things that Ryan Garcia fits. Trust me, I'm in the black community. Girls like Shakur Stevenson. They look at Shakur Stevenson and they say, oh, look at those dimples. Ooh, he's got curly hair. And they like him. No doubt about it, in every neighborhood. He ain't starving for nothing. You could sell that angle on Shakur Stevenson easy. But they won't do that. Just like they won't do it for Jamel Charlo or Jamal Charlo. Or anybody else. They don't turn black fighters into sex symbols. They turn them into criminals. And put their, criminal records out there. Like they did with Shakur Stevenson over some little nonsense. But whatever. Jamel Charlo, don't fight him. Go get beat by Oscar Valdez. And then we'll sit and have conversations for 2 years until Shakur Stevenson gets out of the weight class about how he could have been undisputed at 130 if Bob Arum would have let him have the fights. And I don't see it any other way. I see Jamel Herring ducking. He may have a choice to duck or not a choice to duck. Whatever the case is, he said that he thinks that Shakur Stevenson would make a lot of money, but right now it's Oscar Valdez. Or next, it's really Oscar Valdez. When really, Shakur Stevenson was calling for the Oscar Valdez fight, and Shakur Stevenson would have mopped the floor with Carl Frampton, and that would have been a great fight for Shakur Stevenson too. But he doesn't get them. He doesn't get the opportunities to go overseas and knock out Carl Frampton and get Carl Frampton on his resume. And then to knock out Oscar Valdez and get Oscar Valdez on his resume, or Miguel Burchelt if he had won it and knocked him out too. The only guy at 130 that has any chance of beating Shakur Stevenson is Gervonta Tank Davis, who you might be trying to act like you're aiming at. And say, oh, let's make the big fight with Oscar Valdez and Gervonta. So you matchmake Shakur Stevenson out of his career at 130. I'm sorry, dude. Jamel Herring, you're part of that. Don't like it. It is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.